welcome to Dead Man Talking. Tonight's story is a series entitled Something is Wrong with the Wolves of Minnesota. Let's get straight into that. I need somewhere to put this. I've been trying to get reception out here with minimal luck, and now that I've got it, I don't even know if this shit will even go through. Fingers crossed, I guess. I'm an environmental scientist working for the US Fish and Wildlife Service. I work from my home state in Minnesota, monitoring the population of grey wolves in the region. Minnesota harbours only about 2,000 individuals, certainly more than Michigan, but measly compared to Alaska. Being that we're in the uppermost part of the number line, I'm tasked with making sure the wolves are maintaining a healthy breeding population. Too many genes and we risk overpopulation. Too few and we get inbreeding. I'm going to spare you 2 more paragraphs of reading and get right into the weird shit. I hauled up a camper for a month and a half to hang around in the middle of the woods to work. I brought the essentials and a .300 Win Mag rifle with a hunting knife. I had enough firepower to down a moose if I wanted to, so I felt more safe out there, alone, for such a long time. I was deep in the territory of our main concern pack, one that had seen an unexpected drop in pup births that year. I spent the first 3 days surveying the area, looking for anything out of the ordinary. The local prey population had halved. I dare say even the insects were quieter. Birds were few and far between, and the forest around me just seemed sick. Some environmental crisis? I thought it odd that all surrounding territory checked out fine, that it was only this sector having problems. I guessed it was some weird contagion that had killed off the animals before they could travel very far. Ever smelled a dead lizard that's been baking in the sun for a day? Whole place smelled like that musk. Hell, I even had the misfortune of running into a dead crow. Whole cloaca, prolapsed and leaking ant-infested shit and other fluids onto the soil. Disgusting, yes? But I didn't want to leave just because nature ruined my appetite for the day. Smelly, wet, dead things are just something you expect in this line of work. What I didn't expect was to see my first big animal last night. A big buck with leaky eyes and a withered look about him, about 20 yards away from me. There was something strange about the way it moved through the brush, sort of limping, like it was having trouble finding its footing. Not sure how to move, it staggered around the woods for a while more before disappearing into the trees on its hind legs. I heard its spine popping as it rose up and waddled off. I'm going to go deeper into the woods today to see what I can find. As much as I don't want to, I have to do my job. Hey, long time no see. I'd like to apologise for my abrupt absence. I've read your comments and I'm sincerely grateful for both the concern and your thoughts on what happened. I am disheartened to announce that things turned out much worse than anticipated, and, as you'll soon find out, shit went downhill pretty damn fast. Battery life and Wi-Fi bars are important, but crucial outside the concrete jungle. I'd brought my own portable router along with me to make communicating with the department easier, but it was anything but. Incidentally, the bugger copped out on me. Word of advice: don't fuck with Logitech. Bonus advice: don't fuck with Logitech hundreds of miles away from the nearest tech shop, because you're setting yourself up for a disaster. My trials with technology are something better off in another story, though. I know what you guys came here to see, and as such, I'm going to deliver. I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm severely fucked up from what happened up there. I've been undergoing intensive physical therapy and have been blazing through bottle after bottle of medication. I quit my job in the most melodramatic way possible, and I'm currently living off my cuts of insurance, trying to heal a lifetime of hurt in a matter of months. For the morbidly curious among you, I've kept my journals and have even saved some sketches of the wildlife I drew up when I wasn't writing and wasn't cutting it. To make up for going dark for upwards of 4 months, I'm going to gradually post them all for posterity's sake. For now, here are my findings from the 2 weeks following my first post. Sick animals can do crazy shit when it's bad enough. In light of the weird encounter I had with the deer, that's exactly where I started. I figured that, perhaps, what I'd seen was an older specimen with nerve damage made worse by a spinal injury and neurological problems. It's a long shot, but I didn't want to rule out natural explanations, however convenient they might be. Animals just get unlucky sometimes. The next few days were, as expected, quiet. No woodpeckers, no flies, and still no wolves. They didn't so much as stick their noses out. I did see a couple of rabbits, all running scared or something I couldn't, for the life of me, pick up on. Nothing came through the grounds, and there wasn't a peep from the woods. I didn't think too hard on it, considering such things had since become routine. Nothing else happened at all after that, and I don't think anything else so much as breathed in my direction until the following Tuesday. That was where things started getting bad. I was spending the better half of the day checking out the brush and game trails surrounding my not so humble abode. About a mile out, when I came across something I, to this day, still cannot fully comprehend. I saw dog teeth, wolf teeth, everywhere, scattered among the forest floor, embedded in the nearby stump, in the creek, I mean everywhere. There were puppy teeth, adult teeth, even Grandma Wolf's dentures joined in for the occasion. There was no blood and no fur, just tracks and a disgusting residue I have yet to identify. A viscous off-white substance that smelled horrific and had a consistency I could best describe as gelatinous. Dollops of sputum and coagulated blood peppered the larger piles, and I swear to God, it was steaming. When I tried to secure a sample, the stuff liquefied and subsequently evaporated the moment I touched it. Pretty damned strange, but that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was looking up into the trees and seeing a rotting mess of pelt and meat strung up on branches like Christmas lights. I don't mean there were chunks of it scattered about haphazardly, either. Either this was a giant, complete curtain of gore. A seamless, sheared off strip of hide intricately mounted among the pines some 20 feet across and another 15 upwards. Let me pause right here and throw out some facts. Grey wolves are not especially small animals. A healthy adult male can weigh up to 180 pounds and can reach lengths of about 6 feet. A fully stretched hide could not possibly match the dimensions of what I found, much less one from a single specimen. Whatever the hell I saw was not a complete skin, leading me to believe it was merely part of a much larger organ. I implore you, dearest readers, listeners, to name me one extant terrestrial mammal that has that much skin. Pretty fucking terrible, that was. I should have been happy to see signs of grey wolf activity in the area, but I was instead left with countless multitude of questions and dizzying sense of nausea. I opted not to follow the tracks deeper into the thicket, deciding it was a much better idea to vomit on the nearest brush. I hauled us out of there and didn't go outside for another 3 days. I would have gotten the hell out of Dodge had it not been for the dead birds left for me to find each morning. Like something was daring me to step foot outside in the woods. I couldn't tell you why I was compelled to obey this as of yet unseen force. Freaky shit in the woods has a way of making you work against instinct. Thus, in strange compliance, I would spend my waking hours writing and drawing to the sound of dead air, hoping to God I wouldn't wake up to a mound of skin covering my windows. It wasn't long before I began hearing noises at night in the valley a little ways south of my location. What should have been a welcome respite from the silence was instead a macabre hymn of churning earth, falling trees and creaking branches, accompanied by the resonant howls of a lone wolf. Wow, hope you guys enjoyed that. That's part 1 and 2 of the series entitled There's Something Wrong with the Wolves of Minnesota. I will update you with part 3 as soon as I find it. Please do let me know what you think in the comments below, guys. Please do like and share. And remember, as always, be safe, not sorry.